Hey everybody, what's going on? So my MLB free agent preview video yesterday, for some reason, crapped about halfway through. So my apologies on that. I'm going to get you the previews for the rest of the free agents that I have for you here that I think will be the top free agents this offseason. So the last one we had yesterday was Jordan Montgomery. I'm going to continue on here. So we got Blake Snell. Okay, again, he's parlaying a relatively slow first half into a huge second half of the season. He might even get some. He might even get some Cy Young votes. He's a 30-year-old left-handed pitcher, and I think he'd be a big arm. I think he's probably best suited at this point to stay in the National League, but I think he could be a good addition to a lot of rotations. But I mean, it could be an American League team as well. But I think he's probably parlaying himself to a 5-year deal, probably at about $25 million a year. I mean, starting pitchers that stay durable and productive, these guys get paid. So it's kind of crazy, but it's true. I would expect Blake Snell, again, he's got a 32% K rate, so he still has a big arm, gets a lot of strikeouts. And I expect him to continue to be productive over the next couple of years. He's 30, so he's still young. He still has some prime years left. Next up, okay, Yoshinobu Yamamoto from Japan. Okay, we talked about the Korean outfielder. This is another one. And he's coming. The last time we had a Japanese pitcher come from the NPB to the major leagues and be successful is Masahiro Tanaka from the Yankees. So we got another 25-year-old who's probably in a position to get a similar contract of $155 million, maybe even more. I think if a team's created, they'd add an opt-out in there after 3 years or something like that to give him an opportunity, especially if he's productive, to go back on the market. So I think that's probably the idea to secure this young Japanese pitcher who has a 71-29 career record. Okay, he's got a 1.77 career ERA, 4 out of 5 years, with the exception of 2020, the COVID year. 4 out of 5 years he's had a sub-2 ERA, and the year he had over 2 was like 2.10. So this guy's a crafty, durable pitcher with a lot of movement in his pitches. He's got a good repertoire, and I expect him to translate well to the major leagues. I really, really do. So keep an eye out for him. I think he should be in the top 10. And like I said before, Lucas Giolito, good starter, but I think there's some other players, other pitchers that deserve to be in the top 10 above him. He's one of them. Okay. Now let's pivot over to relievers. All right. Josh Hader, I think, is the most dominant left-handed reliever in baseball. The teams that need a dominant, reliable power arm, this is the guy. I do think he's in a position to break Edwin Diaz's record of 5 years, $102 million for closer record. And I think his ability to either go an inning or more than one inning and still remain dominant, that versatility is going to come in handy for him. I think he will break the 5-year, $102 million contract from Edwin Diaz, being 28. And there's no shortage of suitors. And I think the Yankees will be wise to look into him too. Especially, with Clay Holmes, he's had dominant or he's having implosions. Same thing with Tommy Kalin's dominant and having implosions. So, and both of those guys are free agents after next year, Holmes and Tommy Kaling. So, getting a guy like Josh Hader I think he's probably going to get a 5-year deal and more than $102 million. It'd probably be a worthwhile investment to have a dominant late inning force in the bullpen. But there's going to be no shortage of teams going after him too. So Mets, I expect the Dodgers, I expect the Padres to try to re-up him. There's going to be a lot. So it's going to be busy activity. Now, the man who I think is going to probably be the highest paid right-handed starting pitcher, or just starting pitcher, period, in this free agent class is Aaron Nola. He's an innings-eating pitcher. He's shown to be reliable and successful in a very hostile market in Philadelphia. Okay, this year is a little bit of an anomaly, I think. Having an ERA over 4, he's usually around mid-3s for his career. But again, he throws innings upwards of 200 a year with durability and reliability, and he shows the ability to go late in the games, and shows the ability to put his team in a position to win on a regular basis. So, again, being 30 as well, I think he's probably, if any pitcher is going to get a 6-year deal, it's probably going to be him, maybe even 7. It'd be Aaron Nola. I think he's putting himself in a position, again, to surpass what Yamamoto would get. I think Yamamoto is going to be up there as well. And I think he's in a position to surpass, with a cleaner track record than Blake Snell. I think he'll surpass the money that Blake Snell will make. So I expect him to make maybe around 7 years, either 6 years, 150, or 7 years, 175. somewhere around that ballpark for Aaron Nola. So he's going to have no shortage of suitors too. There's no doubt about that. Now, let's finish up with the offense. Matt Chapman, third baseman of the Blue Jays. Okay. I mean, he's getting a little bit older, but he's still an elite defensive third baseman. He's also a high on-base percentage guy. So he gets on base on a regular basis. He also displays power. He can run it up to about 25 home runs a year. And, this is a little bit different. His skills are not deteriorating in the way that Josh Donaldson's offensive skills are deteriorating. So I expect him to be a little bit more productive with the bat as well as carrying that elite glove for the next couple of years. I can see him securing probably about a 4-year deal. Don't be surprised if a team like the Cardinals or a couple other teams are going pretty aggressive after him. I'm be surprised if the Mets go after him. So I know there's been talk about the Yankees too, but I expect him to get about a 4-year deal, probably at about $100 million. He's probably going to be a $25 million guy, maybe even a 5-year deal for $120, $125. So he's going to be one of the more sought after offensive bats. Next up, obviously, Cody Bellinger. This guy's exercising perfect timing here. In all honesty, he's parlaying a pillow contract, a 1-year deal for $17 million into a probably a $200 million contract. He's kind of returning to his MVP ways. He was MVP in 2019, the National League, where he hit 305. He's hitting 320 now. He's hitting 20-plus home runs. If you want a guy reliably with an elite bat and elite defense in the outfield who can play all 3 outfield positions to be on your team, this is a guy. Okay? And again, he's shown the ability to get on base with power. And again, but I do think his cost might scare away a couple teams being rep by Scott Boras. I'm hearing that the starting point is probably going to be Chris Bryant's contract of $180 million. So I would expect Cody Bellinger to be approaching $200 million when it's all said and done. He'll still have probably 2 handfuls of teams that are going to go after him. I know there's been a lot of chatter with him to the Yankees too. So we'll see what happens here this offseason. But he's going to be number 2 on my list. And lastly, obviously, last but not least, Shohei Ohtani. Now, again, we know he's likely to get his second Tommy John surgery. We also heard that he wants to continue to be a 2-way guy. So if he gets Tommy John, he's going to have to sit out pitching-wise and in 2024, and even offensively a little bit. But this guy is considered to have skills, essentially be a left-handed version of Aaron Judge with that comparable 40-plus home run bat, ability to drive in runs both sides of the ball. He's also shown to be a very good pitcher too. So I do think he will not pitch in 2024, but if he comes back, I think he's going to be just as good as he was before. So even after a second Tommy John surgery. So I initially thought he was going to get between $500 and $600 million. But now that I'm thinking about it with a second Tommy John, I think he's going to still get, he'll be the highest paid player, but I think he's going to get between $450 and $500. Probably on a 10-year deal. I think there's probably going to be 2 or 3 teams who are willing to offer him a 10-year deal. So this is going to be intriguing, but at the end of the day, I think he's going to be the highest paid player in baseball history when it's all said and done. And if he gets back to being, the pitcher he was before, as well as the hitter he is now, then it's going to be money well spent. So that's the rest of my list, gang. So again, I wanted to get that. So sorry if I don't know why I cut off yesterday, but that's the rest of my list. Let me know what you think. Load up the comments. Have a great day. I'll see you tonight for the live stream.